They say the Afro-American Negro is the poorest person in the world. And living in the South Bronx, I can see why the Afro-American Negro is the poorest person in the world. The Afro-American Negro invests in two things: social currency and pleasing his woman. And because he invests in these two things, he has absolutely nothing of value to hold in his hands. While white men, Hispanic men, Arab men, and Asian men invest in things that build wealth, such as businesses, commercial property, and intellectual property, your Afro American Negro will take his time to invest first in social currency because he wants to get cool points with other people. You see, in the Afro American Negro male's world, social currency is the most valuable thing out there. Being able to get cool points from people and having people tell him how great his sneakers look, how great his cell phone looks, and how great his car looks has more value to him than actual dollars or actual items that build wealth. And the Afro American Negro will do anything to get social currency. He will pretty much sell everything that he owns and even sacrifice his own personal intangibles of manhood, including his dignity and his self respect, all to get compliments from people. And because this Afro American Negro invests so heavily in social currency, he winds up being not only economically poor, but spiritually poor as well. The Afro American Negro unfortunately does not understand that the value of social currency in the real world is $0, and that the social currency is only relative to certain social groups. What would be considered social currency to one group of Negroes does not have value to another group of Negroes, which is why it is never smart to invest in social currency. What will get you cool points with one group of guys will get you no cool points with another group of guys. So going out here and buying Air Jordan tennis shoes and expensive outfits to impress people only leaves a person poorer at the end of the day. And even worse, investing in social currency is a great way to give away your personal power. And this is something that your Afro American Negro just doesn't understand because he has low self esteem and he does not value himself, so he looks to get value from others and he looks to get cool points from others from social currency. He uses social currency to try to inflate his own value because he doesn't have any self confidence to value himself for who he is. And the other thing that your Afro American Negro invests in, which relates directly to social currency, is pleasing women. And this is something that your Afro American Negro will pretty much makes every effort to do again due to that queen complex he has from growing up in this single mother household. He thinks that if he pleases a woman, that he is going to do the ultimate goal, that he's going to achieve the ultimate goal. Because if he can please a woman in the same way that he pleases his mother, he will achieve the ultimate goal. But what happens with your Afro American Negro in pleasing a woman is that he winds up eventually becoming poor because, again, he is giving away his personal power and his financial power away. And this is why your Afro American Negro is one of the poorest people in the world because he chases these two intangible goals, which is social currency and pleasing women. He winds up being the poorest person in the world. Again, social currency has no value, and pleasing women has no value at all. It does not allow you to build wealth. It does not allow you to build a savings. It does not allow you to build fixed tangible assets that have value and can be passed on from one generation to the next. It does not allow you to have any sort of economic assets. The Negro, for the most part, because he invests so heavily in social things, winds up poor at the end of the day because he has no interest in building anything tangible. He has no idea of how to build anything tangible. All he's thinking about is winning the approval of others, winning the validation of others, and making others happy. And this is why he is the poorest person in the world, and he has a community that is crumbling around him and is owned by other people. The other people around him understand the economic value of owning businesses in the community. They understand of building wealth that can be passed on to the next generation, and they understand how it's important for a community to employ their own people so that their people can have a place to work and have a base, economic base, so they can have a political base. Everybody understands this, but the Afro-American Negro. No, the Afro-American Negro wants to be the cool dude in the room. He wants to be the guy who gets all the attention from people for one day, but starves for the rest of the month. And because he wants to be the guy who's cool for a day, he will work towards getting social currency and cool points that have no value in the rest of the world, and then sit there and then complain that he's the poorest person in the world. But the whole thing is that he does is his own actions that lead to him being poor. He has no understanding that, again, social currency has no value outside of the group of people you're involved with. And he also never understands that, trying to please a woman is just a waste of time, because when you try to please a woman, what you're doing is giving that woman power over you. And what you're doing is letting that woman dictate life to you on her terms, not yours. And this is a big problem that your Afro-American Negro male has. His big problem with when it comes down to business is that he's looking to make others happy, but never asking what makes himself happy, or working towards putting himself first, putting his goals first, or putting his needs first. He's always looking towards serving others and pleasing others, and looking towards winning points with other people who just pretty much don't care about him outside of what they can get out of him, which is why the Afro-American Negro male is one of the biggest tools in society, and winds up being used by pretty much everyone, from your foreign store owners to your big corporations like Nike to even his own Afro-American Negro woman. Everybody gets something out of the Afro-American Negro male, but the Afro-American Negro male never gets anything for himself from the people that he is desperately trying to win the attention and approval of. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.